Hi, my name is Jane Powell. Welcome to Community Connections, brought to you by the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation. This is a show showcasing community involvement. We've got a great organization to talk about today, and a guest that has won awards nationally, locally, statewide. Jill Scarbro, I am so happy you're here today.
Oh, I'm excited to be back. Thank you for having me, Jane.
Thank you. You are founding director of CARES. And I know you're going to tell us what CARES stands for and all the good work that you do. But I do just have to say again that I'm so pleased you're here because you are an expert in this field and you have awards and certifications and a lot of acknowledgement for the work that you've done.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So tell me about CARES.
Sure. So it's Community Autism Resources and Education Systems is the full name, but the acronym is CARES. And so we are actually in our 9th year of existence. Next year we're going to celebrate 10 years.
Ooh, that's a big year.
It's gone really, really quickly. And if I can give you a little bit of our origin story,
absolutely,
that tells you why we exist and here's where we are today.
Yeah.
That at the root of it is lack of access to therapy services and care for children on the autism spectrum. And so I, like most people that have the privilege of sitting in this chair, wear multiple hats. One hat that I wear is I own Bright Futures Learning Services, which is a therapy center for children with autism that we provide applied behavior analysis therapy, or ABA therapy, which is the gold standard for intervention and treatment. That if what we know from a research standpoint is if we're able to get to children as young as we can and work one-on-one very closely with them, we can a lot of times change trajectory and change outcomes for children. That what the research demonstrates is around half of the kids with intensive early quality ABA intervention,
right,
half the kids make so much progress they're able to transition into schools without needing additional supports. And as you know, autism is a very broad spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, absolutely, a portion of the kids continue to need lifelong care and lifelong intervention, but we're able to help them learn how to communicate more effectively and really improve their quality of life and their family's quality of life. So in the state of West Virginia, less than 5% of children on the autism spectrum have access to applied behavior analysis.
Less than 5%.
Less than 5%. And so the CDC prevalence rates are now 1 in 31 children are on the autism spectrum. And so in West Virginia, that comes to about 13,000 children, so 18 and younger, on the autism spectrum. And again, it's a broad spectrum, right? So
right,
the level of need varies greatly. But when we look at the few therapy providers in the state and go, okay, how many kids are you able to access? Our last count was less than 400 kids in the state out of 13,000 had access to ABA.
Oh my goodness.
So that was our beginning, and it for us at Bright Futures, our waiting list is more like parents pray they get the golden ticket and they get into services. And so we had already been struggling with what can we do to, for outreach and while we work on long-term systems level change. And there was a tragedy with a family on our wait list that mom really got to the end of her rope and had 2 children on the autism spectrum and was a fantastic advocate for her kids, was reaching out regularly, and again, had got to the end of her rope and shot both of her children and herself. And she had literally been calling Bright Futures regularly. We encourage families, be the squeaky wheel. We want to know who really, will work with us. This is a team. This is really a team effort. And so that really shook us.
Absolutely, I understand.
To the families. And the thing that made it additionally gut-wrenching was the response from our families. The response from families was not, oh my God, how could that happen? The response was, that could be me.
I understand how people can get to the end of their rope, so to speak. Yes.
Yeah. It was after that tragedy, really, with the families, a couple of them, particularly Dr. Jill Underhill, who is a fantastic mom, It was really she and I together after that said, no, we really have to do something. So it was the Bright Futures families along with us that started Community Autism Resources and Education Systems, CARES.
Okay.
And our tier one was directly related to that tragedy and said, okay, this is a long-term, systems level work that has to happen. What can we do right now that is at least a life vest? And so we started with, let's get families together and really there's a reason community is the first word in our name. It was let's start there. And so bring people together so that hopefully they're not as isolated. They can meet other families that are walking similar journeys, and then we can help connect them. Hopefully they meet a friend and other people they can learn from and lean on. And so we started with what's available in our area. It's pool parties at Camp Appalachia. So we're just going to start there. And then we've grown now, and very much thanks to the support of so many folks, but the foundation, Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation, that one of the things that where we are now is we do hold monthly events for families. Our catchment area for events is between Charleston and Huntington. We're located in Taze Valley, but we really serve the full valley for those monthly events for families. That it's in a judgment-free zone, so it might be we're at the Clay Center one month. After hours, it's a sensory-friendly environment, and if your child has a meltdown, you're going to be met with encouragement and support rather than the judgment and the side eyes. So that happens, again, every month we have those events. Through the summer, we do weekly meetups because we know families and children are additionally isolated through the summer when school's out. And so we do summer meetups at Valley Park.
And your routine changes.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you are someone who likes a routine, summer throws you off.
Yes, it does. And we'll use summer too as an opportunity. It's low stakes. It's, hey, we're going to be at Valley Park. Come on out. We do then a sampling of different activities with the hopes that we might be able to introduce you to an activity that you wouldn't have tried otherwise, and that sparks an interest, and that might be then an activity that you end up, like we had a couple of years ago, we had a kid that was really interested in karate. So we brought a karate studio out, and then the kids loved it and then took that up as a hobby.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So we do that, and then the second tier that we have that I really want to make sure families know is available is we have our advocate, who is both, she's a parent, she has 2 children on the spectrum herself, and she's a licensed social worker, and what she does is meet you where you are. So if it is, Mom, you need to have a heart-to-heart and go, this is really hard, she can have a real conversation with you because she's walking the journey herself too. And then she can help you navigate, okay, let's navigate the insurance system. Okay, let's look at therapy services. And then she does a lot of work now working to support families and kids in schools. And so does a lot of advocacy in the school system, trying to help make sure that kids have their appropriate IEPs in place, and works with teachers to go, okay, what supports do you need? And so that's an area that we're really proud of.
She sounds amazing.
She is, and that's, again, thanks to the foundation that you guys fund her position specifically. And so it really is, it's an incredible work. And then things that we're working towards is our systems level change is our Learning Launchpad initiative, which is what we're looking at is basically a one-stop for families to have integrated therapy services, as well as then, as you know, lack of childcare is another huge issue,
yes,
and workforce participation. And then that when you go, why can't kids get services? It's all of those things that come into play. And so with our Learning Launchpad initiative, we would have integrated therapy services along with a child care setting, largely to support our staff and the service providers, because how are they supposed to come and service children with autism if they don't have child care for themselves? And so that's one element that would do, and then also provide inclusion opportunities for our children with autism that need to be around typically developing children, but it needs to be in a space that is designed intentionally for inclusion, and not just, okay, if you're not too much trouble, you can come, you can be here.
Right. Yeah, that's not the way it works.
Yeah, and so we're working to develop that and then develop a workforce training system around it. And so we currently have funding from the Benedum Foundation to start working towards the Learning Launchpad initiative. So we're busy, and we're
You
thankful.
are.
Yeah, we're thankful we have a fantastic staff that's really with huge hearts that are working towards immediate change as well as long-term change.
Well, that work is fabulous, but let's talk about something kind of fun. Yes. And you touched on it just a little bit about offering an environment that welcomes everyone.
Yes. Yeah. So.
You're taking kids to the circus.
We're bringing the circus to town.
Well, okay, that's even better.
Yeah, so it is our biggest event of the year. It's June 6th at Valley Park in Hurricane. It is CARE's Sensory Circus. And basically what happens is we take over Valley Park, that they are fantastic partners with us, and they just let us have run of the place. And so what happens is registration opens at 11. At 12 o'clock, we kick off the circus. We bring in 3 performers from the Cincinnati Circus. And so there at the middle of Valley Park, there's a circus stage show. And then after that, we give awards. This is both a fundraising event and a community event wrapped into one.
Right.
And so we have fantastic sponsors that help us bring in money, but families, this is the one time a year we ask families to help with fundraising. That everything else is completely free to families. Our advocacy services, all events are free. So once a year we're like, hey, if you can help with fundraising, we very much appreciate it. So families then build walk teams, and we take over the back part of Valley Park, and on the trail system we create different sensory experiences. And so there's tunnels of pinwheels surrounding you, there's a wind tunnel, and so you walk through that, and then you end at the end of the walk in the snow zone. And so we create snow, and we create giant bubbles, and there's local vendors and food trucks and bouncy houses. And it is just an incredible day that our kids on the spectrum, especially, it's designed for them in mind, but it's for everyone. And so we want to make it clear that, like, no, everyone's invited to the circus. Everybody enjoys these activities, right. And it's an opportunity to come have a fantastic time. And if you're able to help with fundraising, we really appreciate it. The tickets for the event at this point are through donation of pay what you can. Our fundraising teams, paid more to have, we want the shirt and the swag bag and all of those things. But in addition to that, it's, if you can give us $5, give us $5. Whatever you can contribute to help is very much appreciated.
Wow, I love that. How do I get a ticket? How do I register?
Yeah.
How do I find out exactly?
Yeah, the easiest place is, our website is wvcaresforautism.org. It's FOR. Also on all of our social media, we're on Facebook, Instagram. It's at WV Cares. At WV Cares for Autism is the social media channel. But if you go to our website or social media, you'll then go and you'll be able to see, here's where you get your tickets there. And again, the ticket at this point is just pay what you can. And then day of, just show up, and we'll have donation links available. And we just want you there to have a good time. And then even after the event, there's some stuff left on the trail system at Valley Park too that we just want people to get out and enjoy.
That's wonderful. I want to give the website one more time so people can double check. That is West Virginia Cares for Autism.org.
And it's WV instead of full.
Excuse me, WVCaresforAutism.org. Yes, and if that doesn't work, there's a phone number, and it is 681-799-8227. I'm sure someone there can direct you.
That'll be Miss Danielle. We'll be happy to direct.
Yes, absolutely. June 6th.
Yes, ma'am. Valley Park. Hurricane.
Valley Park. I love it. Thank you so much for caring and creating this environment to protect our kids and help them be the best that they can
help
be.
Help them thrive. Yeah. Thanks for helping us do it.
Well,
we appreciate it.
It's the pleasure of the foundation, so thank you. Thank you guys for joining us. This has been Community Connections, brought to you by the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation. We'll see you next time.